Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to today's lesson. Reflexive pronouns. Pronouns. Tugiye muri iri somo kwiga uko wavuga ibikorwa ukora wenyine nta muntu n'umwe wundi wagufashije. Njyewe ubwanjye nijye wabyikoreye myself. Njyewe ubwanjye. Iri rero niryo somo tugiye kwiga uno munsi ngo ikaze. Niba uvuga Ikinyarwanda, niba uvuga Icyongereza, mwese muri sangamo turagerageza kubihuza byombi kugira ngo twige kandi tuvuge Icyongereza vuba. This is volume 5. Iyi ni ingeri ya gatanu, ni igice cya gatanu cy'ikiganiro gahunda dufite yitwa vuga Icyongereza none. How can you talk about these activities you have done you alone without any help of other people? At the end of this lesson, every viewer, every learner should be able to talk about activities she has done alone without any help, without any involvement of other person. Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to today's lesson. For example, I have cut myself. I've cut myself. No one cut me, but I cut myself. It is myself. On that side you have, she has swept this ground herself. She has swept this ground herself. Yes. N'ibisubizo muri comment by'ibibazo nkubajije. Who wrote these notes? Ninde wanditse izi note? This is Language Booster TV, the YouTube channel which helps you to learn 3 languages at free, wherever you are. And I'm your teacher, Eric Bunani. Today, we are going to learn how to use reflexive pronouns. And this is the program, the serial program, which is Speak English Today. It aims to help you to speak English as fast as possible. This is volume 5. This program helps English speaker, English learners, and Kinyarwanda learners as well. If you speak Kinyarwanda and you want to learn English, this program is very helpful to you. And if you know English and you want to learn Kinyarwanda as well, this program is there to help you. Yes, and of course, I'm your teacher, Eric Bunani. Welcome. In the volume 4, I've taught you how to introduce yourself. And I hope everyone is able to introduce yourself, his or herself. Yes. This is volume 5. And you are going to continue with the new lesson, which is reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. Sometimes there are activities you do without any help of others. You do you alone. You alone. How can you talk about these activities you have done you alone without any help of other people? How? In this lesson, we are going to learn how to talk about the activities you involved you alone. You are alone without any help of others. For example, I can ask you, who washes your clothes? And you answer, no one, I wash myself. I wash myself. These are reflexive pronouns. So welcome to today's lesson. At the end of this lesson, every viewer, every learner should be able to talk about activities she has done alone without any help, without any involvement of other person. So welcome back, and I hope you have already subscribed to our channel so that you can get more lessons about English. Kinyarwanda, and Kiswahili as well. And if you like our videos, you can click on like, share to your friends in any social media groups, any social media you use. You can share this video to help others. Yes, I really know that some have done it. I really know that some have done it. They have shared it to their friends, and they keep helping us to train, to teach the community 3 languages, which are very important. Great. So, and I hope that you will keep watching this video so that you can learn to talk about these activities. Welcome back. If you have already subscribed and you return to view our videos, you are a very important person to us, and we really appreciate your contribution. Thank you in advance. If you are going to keep following us and watching our videos so that you continue learning. Without taking much time, let us go. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. For English speaker, for Kinyarwanda speaker, reflexive pronouns means let me try to translate. Inshuro nyinshi hari ibikorwa dukora nta muntu n'umwe wabidufashije, twabyikoreye twebwe ubwacu ntawe udufashije. Tujya dukenera kubivuga rero mu Cyongereza bikatuyobera. Tugiye muri iri somo kwiga uko wavuga ibikorwa ukora wenyine nta muntu n'umwe wundi wagufashije. Njyewe ubwanjye nijye wabyikoreye, myself, njyewe ubwanjye. Ibyo rero nibyo tugiye kureba. Niba wakoze igikorwa wenyine, kanaka yakoze igikorwa wenyine, cyangwa se bariya bakoze igikorwa nta wundi muntu uturutse hanze ubafashije, ibyo bintu twabivuga ngo iki mu Cyongereza. This is the lesson of today. Iryo niryo somo ry'uno munsi. Reflexive pronouns. At the end of this lesson, ku iherezo ry'iri somo, umuntu wese agomba kuba azi kuvuga igikorwa yakoze ku giti cye, kanaka yakoze ku giti cye, uriya cyangwa se bariya bakoze ku giti cyabo nta wundi ubafashije, babyigiriyemo uruhare bo ubwabo. Ibi rero niryo somo tugiye kwiga uno munsi. Ngo ikaze. Niba uvuga Ikinyarwanda, niba uvuga Icyongereza, mwese muri sangamo turagerageza kubihuza byombi kugira ngo twige kandi tuvuge Icyongereza vuba. This is volume 5. Iyi ni ingeri ya 5, ni igice cya 5 cy'ikiganiro gahunda dufite yitwa vuga Icyongereza none. Vuga Icyongereza none. Ngo ikaze rero, ndi mwarimu wanyu Eric Unani. Iyi ni Language Booster TV. Subscribe yo, ndizera ko wayikoze, kandi utarayikora ndizera ko ugiye kubikora, kandi ndizera ko izi video zacu urazikunda, nubona ari nziza ukande like, ariko kandi usangiza na bagenzi bawe kugira ngo twese twigire hamwe izi ndimi zingahe 3: Icyongereza, Ikinyarwanda ndetse n'Igiswahili. Okay. Right. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. What do you think reflexive pronouns are? So, reflexive pronouns are words used to mean that the subject do the action without any other's involvement. It means that the subject, the doer, do the action without any help of others. There is no involvement of other people. Yes, that is why they are called reflex. You know the meaning reflex? Turn back to you. Turn back to you. Turn back to him alone without any other's involvement. Yes, reflexive pronouns. Okay, this means that the subject of the verb is also the object of the verb. If you are English learner, you should know that a complete sentence have three parts. Three parts. There is subject. Subject is the doer in the verb. In the sentence. And we have the action. Action is expressed in verb. And as the affected, someone, something who is or which is affected by the action of the subject is called the object. So in this case, the sentence which has reflexive pronouns means that the doer also is the affected. The doer is also affected. The subject is also the object of the verb. Great. This is what we call reflexive pronouns. Let us see the example. For example, it is not usual, it is not formal, it is not grammatically correct to write this kind of a sentence. For example, if you write, Eric writes Eric on paper. That means Eric writes Eric on the paper. Eric writes Eric on the paper. This sentence includes repetition. It includes repetition, unusual and an important repetition. How can we speak all this sentence in a correct and grammatical way, in a formal way? If someone says Eric writes Eric on paper, you will know that this man is not fluent in English. How can you speak, how can you write, how can you talk about this sentence in correct and formal way? You follow this. Eric, excuse me, I've forgotten S there. Eric writes, this writes. Eric writes himself on paper. Eric writes himself on paper. That himself, it means that is Eric who do action for Eric. Eric do action for Eric. Yes, which action is to write on paper? It means that Eric writes Eric on paper. It means simply Eric writes himself on paper. There's no other person who writes Eric, but is Eric who writes Eric. Yes, simply these are reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. Let us continue. So reflexive pronouns are related to subjects, and we learn personal pronouns. We have four personal pronouns which are in the singular and plural. We have four. Someone says three, but I'll say four depending on, because there are many, but the main are three. There is first person I, second person you, and the third person which contain three, depending on the types of the things or the person referred to. He is for boy, she is for girl, and it is for things. So normally we have three. We have three personal pronouns: I, you, and he, she, it. Make one personal pronoun. Great. These relative pronouns, these reflexive pronouns are related to these personal pronouns. When you say me, I, myself, then yourself, you, then him, himself, Himself means himself is a boy, he. Herself means she. Itself means it, the thing, the name of thing. Then on the other side you have ourselves. The plural of myself is ourselves. Then you say yourselves. On the other side you have themselves. Yes, these are reflexive pronouns, and we are going to try to see how they can be used in sentences. Great. We shall try to translate them in Kinyarwanda. For example, I have cut myself. I've cut myself. No one cut me, but I cut myself. It is myself. On the other side, you have I write myself. Means write yourself. Write your name here. Write yourself. Someone can ask, can you write me on this paper? No, write yourself. Write yourself. He carried this bag himself. It means that no one helped him to carry that bag. He carried this bag himself. On the other side you have, she has swept this ground herself. Yes, no one helped her. No one helped her to sweep that ground. Rather, she has swept this ground herself. On the side you have, this ball moves itself. It means that the ball moves without any force applied to it. No one makes the ball to move. Rather, the ball moves itself. On the side you say, we played ourselves. No one prayed together with us. No one helped to pray. Rather, we prayed ourselves. Yes, we prayed ourselves. On the other side, you have, you should teach yourselves. The teacher can tell the student to teach themselves. And you say, you should teach yourselves. On the other side, the last one, people should try to develop themselves. It means the people should not wait for someone to develop them. Rather, they should try to develop themselves. So for Kinyarwanda speaker for Kinyarwanda speakers who want to learn English, let me try to translate these sentences in Kinyarwanda so that you can know where you should use these reflexive pronouns in your conversation with others when you are using English. The program is Speak English Today. This is the volume 5, how to use reflexive pronouns in our daily discussion, daily conversation with other people. I am your teacher, Eric Yonan, and this is Language Booster TV. Yes. Let me try to translate in Kinyarwanda. I have cut myself means yitemye. Reflexive pronouns mu Kinyarwanda cyacu, abiga Kinyarwanda, nicyo bita n'inshinga irimo icyitwa icyuzuzo ngaruka. Icyuzuzo ngaruka ni i cyangwa se iyi. I cyangwa se iyi. Ubwo abifuza ko nabategura iryo somo ry'ikinyarwanda yo gusesengura interuro inshinga zirimo ibyo byuzuzo ngaruka, nabyo mumbwire muri comment, nzabibategurira. Yitemye harimo umusozo i, yitemye harimo indangacyuzuzo ngaruka i, bivuga ko wowe niwe wikorewe, niwe uri kwikoreraho igikorwa. Nuvuga ngo ruhamwa ni nawe cyuzuzo cy'inshinga. Yitemye iyandike, wowe ubwawe ntawe kwanditse, iyandike, write yourself. Hanyuma yiteruranye iki gikapo, he carried this bag himself. Yiteruranye iki gikapo. He has swept this ground herself. Yikuburanye iyi mbuga. Nuvuga ngo nta wamufashije. Yikuburanye iyi mbuga. He has swept this ground herself. This ball moves itself. Uyu mupira urijyana. Ntawe uteye, ntawe unyeganyeje, ntawe undi ubigizemo uruhare. Urijyana. Moves itself. We played ourselves. Twikinanye. We played ourselves. Nta wundi twakinanye. You should teach yourself. Mugomba kwiyigisha. Ntabwo mugomba gutegereza undi ubigisha, nta wundi ugomba kubafasha kwiga, ahubwo mugomba kwiyigisha mwebwe bwanyu. Kwiyigisha. Teach yourself. Then people should try to develop themselves. Abantu bagomba kugerageza kwiteza imbere. Try to develop themselves. Kwiteza imbere. Izi nshinga rero muri kubona ziragaruka. Uvugwa ni nawe ukora, ni nawe wikorera igikorwa, nta wundi muntu ubigizemo uruhari. Yes, these are reflexive pronouns in English. Is this video helpful? Is this listening useful to you? Have you known to use these reflexive pronouns in both English and Kinyarwanda? If this video is very helpful, please remember to subscribe. Because in the future, we will upload more and more videos which are very helpful and are paramount in your speaking, in your conversation, in your discussion with other people. This is the program Speak English in today. Don't delay. Start it today. Try to imitate. Try to apply the lesson I've taught you. Gerageza ushyire mu bikorwa iri somo nkwigishije. Reka turebe uko bikorwa. How do we form this kind of sentences with reflexive pronouns? How do we form the sentences with reflexive pronouns? It is very simple to form the sentences. You just need to know the meaning of the action verbs. First of all, you have to know the verbs and their meaning. Most of the verb should be action verbs. Action verbs are the verbs that expresses action, like to jump, like to play, like to eat, like to wash, like to write, like to cook. Those are action verbs. If you want to teach you about action verbs, I can upload. I will prepare the video. If you will tell me in the comment, I will prepare the videos about action verbs we use in daily life, in daily conversation. So what you need is to know the action verbs, and then after knowing the meaning of each action verb, you just take that verb, then you follow with reflexive pronoun, which is related to the subject you want to talk about. For example, if the verb is to eat, and you want to say that you eat without n, without together with another one, you can say I eat myself. You take it plus the relative reflexive pronoun myself. The verb, if it is mop, You say, I mop myself. He mops himself. She mops herself. Herself. I mean herself, not selves. Herself. If the verb is to study, you can say, he studies himself. He studies himself. He studies himself. If the verb is to work, she works. She works herself. They work themselves. They work themselves. They work themselves. If the verb is to push, push. Yes. It pushes itself. It pushes itself. Yes, these are relative pronouns. I mean, these are reflexive pronouns. Have you already know to use these reflexive pronouns? Yes, try today. Try to answer these questions to know whether you have known to use reflexive pronouns. The first question is then for you. For example, I can ask you, who helps to wash your body? Who helps to wash your body? Who helps to wash your body? And the answer should be no one. No one. I wash myself. None. I wash myself. So try to answer these questions. Tell me in the comment the right answer so that you can master the uses of these reflexive pronouns. Gerageza ibisubizo muri comment by'ibibazo nkubajije. Who wrote these notes? Ninde wanditse izi note? Who helps you to wear clothes? Ninde ugufasha kwambara? Who helps you to wear clothes? Gerageza usubize. Who prepares your breakfast? Ninde ugutegurira ibyo kurya bya mu gitondo? Yes. Who washes your shoes? Ninde ukumesera inkweto? Ninde ukumesera inkweto? Who cleans in your bedroom? Ninde ugukuburira mu buryamo aho uryama? Who cleans in your bedroom? Ninde ugukuburira aho uryama? Ibi ni ibibazo ugomba gusubiza ukoresheje reflexive pronouns, nkamenya niba wamaze kumenya imikoreshereze yayo. Urugero rwa mbere narugukoreye, ibisigaye nawe bigerageza umbwire ibisubizo by'izi nteruro ngo iby'ibibazo nkubajije. Yes. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for running this lesson. Thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. Thank you very much for liking our video. Thank you very much for sharing this video to many people so that they can learn this lesson, which is very important. Remember that this program is aiming to help you to speak English as fast as possible. Speak English today. Vuga Icyongereza uyu munsi. This is volume 4. Iyi ni ingeri ya 4 twari turimo twiga. Ndagukunda cyane. I love you so much. Nkwitaho. I always care about you. Bye bye. Let us meet next time in volume 6. What do you think it will be about? It's a secret. Nibanga. Iyo